Well, Nathaniel P. Hill, the man who figured out how to process Colorado gold ore, made a fortune, owned a newspaper, and served as a Colorado U.S. Senator. To tell us more about this key character, our guest today is Dr. Ellen Fisher, author of a terrific new book of historical fiction, Hill's Gold. Now, she is a guest today of our very own Dr. Colorado. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Colorado, tell me a little bit about Dr. Fisher. How do you know her?
Well, Dr. Fisher was chairman of the board at History Colorado, where I spent time. She also helped to set up our public history program at CU Denver. So Ellen and I have been great friends and collaborators for quite a while.
Long time.
You are quite accomplished lady. I mean, my goodness, you've done so much. Would you mind giving me a little more history about yourself?
Well, I moved here as a child and spent the rest of my life in Colorado. Love the outdoors. I've climbed all the 14ers.
No, you have not.
Yes.
Oh, that's something I want to do.
Oh, it's such a wonderful goal. And I also got a PhD in history. That took me a while. Raised 3 children, and now have grandchildren in Denver.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes.
The only 14er I've ever climbed was Mount Sneffels.
Oh, I like that one.
It's beautiful.
A lot of mountain goats there.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit about why you focused your energy on writing about Nathaniel Hill. Why did you choose him?
Well, when I was getting my PhD, I had to concentrate in 4 areas. One was archival management, so I offered to volunteer at the State Historical Society, and they had a project for me to go through all the letters and journals of Nathaniel Hill and also Alice. It was an addition to the collection. Well, by reading the letters, I just was mesmerized by those 2 people and said, someday I'm going to come back to these and do something with the Hills. So that's why I got intrigued with Nathaniel Hill. It also reminds me that letters are so important, and we don't write letters anymore.
No.
And I wonder about history in the absence of letters.
How it's going to turn out years from now.
Yeah.
Did you ever find out what brought Hill to here in Colorado Territory?
Absolutely. William Gilpin, the first territorial governor, bought a huge tract of land in southern Colorado on the New Mexico border. And he wanted to know if there was gold or silver there. He had heard of Nathaniel Hill. Nathaniel Hill was an entrepreneur in Rhode Island. Even though he taught at Brown University, he loved to consult. So he hired Nathaniel Hill to come and assess that land. They didn't find gold or silver. But what Nathaniel found is difficulty in getting gold out of the ore. It was bound by sulfides. And so he quit his job, very brave to do that in the middle of the Civil War, and came to Colorado Territory to solve the problem.
Wow. And so how did he solve that problem?
He looked, he tried many ways, he failed. That was one of the reasons I liked him. He failed and then was always willing to pick himself up and try something new. But he found a process in Wales. It was called the Swansea method. That was brought back to Central City and Blackhawk. It failed the first time, but his metallurgist made a modification, and it succeeded. So it saved Colorado Territory mining. It made Hill fabulously wealthy, but it also led to Colorado becoming a state.
My goodness, I had no idea, and that name is not popular. You really have to do your research to figure all of that.
That's
talk about where he first settled in Colorado.
In Blackhawk.
In Blackhawk.
And
I thought that's what you said. Okay.
Yeah, and just imagine that. He had been at Brown University in Providence, based, you know, with water, very different society, and he and Alice eventually moved here in 1867. It's a mining town.
Wow.
Not many trees because they used all the trees for building mountains. It was 8,000 feet high. Huge difference, but they did it.
We have about 30 seconds left. I just want to know why you chose to write a historical fiction instead of straight up history.
A friend of mine had already included Nathaniel Hill in his nonfiction, so I said, I've got to write fiction, and it was a great opportunity because then I could write both about Nathaniel and his wife Alice.
Yes, and I'm going to have to pick up the book to find out more about Alice. Thank you for introducing us to Mrs. Fisher. That's wonderful. Or Dr. Fisher, excuse me, I apologize. Dr. Ellen Fisher will have a book signing of her historical novel, Hills Gold, on Saturday, October 13th at 5 p.m. at the Book Bar at 4280 Tennyson. It can also be found at all of your favorite booksellers. And please check out dr-colorado.com for Tom's tours, talks, courses, books, anything else related to the history of our state.